In today's video, we're going to talk about Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 behind the scenes images, behind the scenes clips have been going around the internet since Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman himself revealed the more comic book accurate-esque suit of Deadpool's new suit for Deadpool 3, and Wolverine's suit caused a lot of controversy. So pretty much all the plot leaks have been confirmed to somewhat be true based on video clips, images that are going around. What is interesting is they're currently shooting in England, just outside of London. They're not in Pinewood Studios. That's why images are emerging. But do you think it's pretty funny how you're only seeing Deadpool, his stunt doubles, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and his stunt doubles and nobody else? So they're shooting in a little place called Pitstone Quarry, which is outside of London, closer to Luton. So technically not London, but probably people will say it's in London. So the only reason these video clips, these images are emerging is because technically they're filming in the public, although it's kind of closed off where they are. They're not shooting in Pinewood Studios, because if this was the only things they were shooting, you'd be assuming only Deadpool and Wolverine appear in this movie. And we all know Deadpool 3 is Multiverse Madness 2.0, because based on the leaks, literally every single person is going to be in this movie from the MCU and from the Foxverse and from the Fox universe, because we've literally got evidence to back it up that the plot leak was somewhat true. But what is bad is the writer's strike is getting insane, because now it's not just the writer's strike, it's also the actor's strike, which means soon, very soon, the Deadpool 3 production will have to close because of the strike. It's even going to affect movie premieres. Like the Oppenheimer premiere in the UK is beginning 1 hour earlier, so actors can actually attend the event, because when the strike starts, it's already started technically, I think, or at least they've agreed to do it. The actors in the movie won't be able to attend red carpet or do any press junkets or do anything to do with the movie. It's absolutely insane. So I expect the behind the scenes images from Deadpool 3 and every other movie to slow down, because you can't work. So San Diego Comic-Con this year, going to be bad. This is the first time in like, I think 50, 60 years that both the writers and actors are striking at the same time. It's predominantly to do with the use of AI in writing and AI in movies. Much more than that, obviously, but that's the massive premise. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down a plot leak. So what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Marvel, Monsterverse-based content that I try to cover on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below. Do you think these leaks are true? Well, we don't really have to think, do we? Because we've actually seen images of them dancing around. And also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the B-Voice behind the B-Voice. Right, let's get into the video. So, firstly, I do want to say the Wolverine suit is very good. I really like it. It's very comic accurate-esque. The only issues I have with it is it's not sleeveless. And I understand the reason why it's not sleeveless, because basically Hugh Jackman isn't big enough. I've had this discussion with a few people, like, he's really big, he trained for a year. It's like, unless Hugh Jackman is going to come in with IFBB professional bodybuilder, 21-inch arms, shredded, with a huge bicep peak, he's going to look like an idiot. As much as I love Hugh Jackman, I think Logan is one of the great... In fact, I think Logan is the greatest superhero movie ever, but he's just not big enough to pull off the sleeveless arms. It would look much better if he had the sleeveless arms, but I just personally don't think he could pull it off. Also, I got a bunch of comments saying, yo, you don't want him to have a helmet on. He's not going to have the helmet on. Why? Because they're shooting a bunch of scenes already. They're not going to CGI or VFX shots the helmet in, because surely he would need motion capture dots around his face. What I also find really bad, and this is not me hating on it, is they are fighting cool in the images. They have VFX cables dangling on them. Practical shots. Don't need the VFX shots all the time. Make it more practical. So let's go over the new information from said plot leak, and then at some point we will correlate it to the images. But we've all seen the images going around the internet of the 20th Century Fox logo in the background, which does correspond with Deadpool kills the Fox universe, and it also does correspond with what looks like the same location that could potentially be the void that we've seen in Loki season 1. We know Loki and the TVA, the time traveling police, are going to be very pinnacle to this movie, to the point where Owen Wilson and co will randomly appear because Deadpool is trying to mess up the universe. So let's break down the new plot leak. And like I said before, most plot leaks turn out to be true. We've been over so many. Wakanda Forever, Thor Love and Thunder, Ant-Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy even leaked somehow. Yeah, that leaked very close, but it was mostly true. So the thing is, because they are shooting out in the open, doesn't mean you're going to see all the actors. So in each plot leak, it does say there's a horrendous amount of cameos, a horrendous amount of people appearing. But if they shoot them scenes in Pinewood Studios, we know they're going to be shooting again in Pinewood Studios in England. And according to rumors, they will be shooting again in New York City. But due to the writer's strike and the actor's strike more specifically, I don't know how they're going to finish shooting this movie at the moment, because it's kind of unclear how exactly this affects everything. So the plot leak reads as followed. The film begins right where Deadpool 2 left off, with Deadpool using Cable's time machine to redo history. He goes to the future to find a dying old Logan, using Cable's machine to make him younger and cure him. So I get it. I really do get what you're going to say. Oh, but now there's more behind the scenes images out. We can get lots of plot leaks that are made up. Like I keep saying, most of the plot leaks we've been over the last 5 years on this channel, in both Marvel, both DC, both Kaiju, in fact, in lots of other movies that have nothing to do with superhero movies, turn out to be somewhat true. Logan doesn't know who Wade is and asks him to go away. But Wade tells him he's traveled all this way so they could become BBFs, best friends forever. I can see that being real. Logan telling him and Wade to go back to the past. But then they are both captured by the TVA, police force, the Minutemen. So far, I do believe this. There are parts in this plot leak I don't know are true, but I'm not saying it's not going to be true. The TVA is stretched thin because of the new multiverse appearing, so they can't monitor everything. They have a problem with the Fox universe and their use of different methods of time traveling. They mentioned they brought Cable back to his timeline. They quickly prune Wade and Logan. Wolverine gets the yellow suit. Ironically, this comes out after the yellow suit's been revealed. Interesting. The yellow suit that was in The Void and was left by another Wolverine who died. Wolverine is mad at Deadpool for getting him into all of this, and they fight. But since they both can't die, they realize their battle is pointless. And it's interesting because if you look at the behind the scenes images, you're literally seeing a variation of Wolverine and Deadpool fight. And it looks like Deadpool's arm gets torn off, which is kind of funny because we have known for the longest time ever there will be variants of both Wolverine and Deadpool, or at least that's what we are led to believe. So they're going to start fighting and realize they can't fight each other because they're both pretty much invincible to a certain degree. In The Void, they find different Fox locations and characters that were pruned, like the 2015 version and the Fantastic Four, and other versions of Deadpool like Lady Deadpool and a dog Deadpool that joins them. We do know that Halle Berry, Storm, is rumoredly going to be in this movie. Hell, like I said, it's Multiverse Madness 2.0. They are then brought back to Mr. Paradox, a TVA agent, and that was rumored also recently, a TVA agent who is a fan of this version of Wolverine and Deadpool. He's convinced the TVA to give them another chance if they help them on a mission to prune a timeline that went out of control. They agree and travel with him to his universe. 838, ironically the Multiverse of Madness place where the Illuminati were at. Now, this is where it gets a little bit crazy and a little bit far-fetched because it's hard to believe if Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Wanda, will appear in this movie, because I've spoken to reputable people who are sure she's not going to appear, except for maybe in old stock footage that will be reused. And then some people reckon she's got a fully fledged role in this movie, so we don't know. So they agree to travel with him to the universe 838, where Wanda of this Earth has lost her mind after being possessed by the 616 Wanda and remade the world. Okay, that is insane. This would be insane to see. So, the Wanda was possessed by 616, which according to Kevin Feige logic is the main MCU timeline, and remade the world. Now, her father, Magneto, is in charge of the new Illuminati that includes different Fox characters. For example, now, I'll play devil advocate here. All this information has literally been put on Twitter and on Reddit beforehand. So did someone write this of their own volition? Is it fan fiction? I don't know, but I'm here for it. So allegedly the new Illuminati that Magneto's in charge of is the following actors and characters. Ben Affleck, Daredevil. Jennifer Gardner, Electro. Jessica Alba, Susie, Storm. Wolverine and Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, and Dogpool, and the TVA go back to 838 New York City to a fight. The Illuminati, with the help of the TVA, able to beat the Illuminati, and Logan steals the TVA device and use it to fulfill their own goal of changing the events of X2 and X-Men Last Stance. So, you notice on the behind the scenes images, they're on a beach. You get where I'm going with this. It looks like this part here is true because a lot of people thought they were actually shooting on a beach But as we said in the prologue, they're actually filming at Pitstone Quarry, which really does look like a beach. So it looks like they are going through the timeline, trying to stop things from ever happening and trying to fix things. But like I say, it's a bit interesting how this stuff came out after the images were already out. It was clever to make it look like they were actually on a real beach. Do you really think they could close down a beach with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds on it? No chance. So trying to change the events of X2 and X-Men The Last Stand so Jean and the rest wouldn't die, but messing with the timeline is a risk, and the Paradox and Wade go after him. The Illuminati were able to get one of the TVA devices and also follow them. Eventually, the TVA enlists the X-Men of Logan's Earth to make him see reason and surrender peacefully. Remember, Deadpool is OP, Logan is OP, unless you're on about the one that died in the actual Logan movie. Then there's a big battle in X2, similar to the one of The Last Stand, where against 838 Magneto, with Deadpool and Logan recruiting an army of Fox characters, Lady Death and X2 Logan dies at the hands of 838 Magneto. Okay, but we haven't seen anyone else at that location, have we? No, but they don't actually always shoot everything together. They don't shoot everything in order. Sometimes the ending gets filmed before the beginning. Sometimes they do this really stupid thing where they kind of magically put people in scenes where they weren't actually there with the same actor at the same time. Kind of similar to what Zack Snyder did in his backyard when he did the nightmare scene with Jared Leto Joker, Ben Affleck Batman, Joe Manganiello Deathstroke, Mira, Ezra Miller Flash, etc. We get a Jean versus 838 Wanda fight, and then Jean wins because she does the Phoenix Force. No, it'd be cool if she did the Phoenix Force and gives Wanda the cure, and that weakens her. So, predominantly, this plot leak might be real. I don't know. I can't vet or verify or find out if Elizabeth Olsen is back at Marvel. We don't know. We know she's going to return at some point. We just don't happen to know when it is. They win, and the TVA prune the 838. They tell Deadpool and Logan they were taken back to their original timeline, but Deadpool wants to go to the MCU, and we know that's where he's going to end up. So he's pruned the X2 version timeline. So him, Dogpool, and the X2 X-Men, Future, Logan, Mr. Paradox, and the 838 Wanda are all thrown into the MCU by the TVA, who don't know what to do with them in the end. It is a little bit far-fetched, but it was said they weren't going to mess with the Logan timeline and that death would still stand. But it's something I could actually see Deadpool wanting to do, messing the ending and erasing it to a certain degree. And it's a multiversal story, and if you really think Hugh Jackman has only come back for one movie, then you are very deluded. Wolverine will be in Secret Wars. We're talking about the Hugh Jackman version. He will be around until they form the new X-Men, which is going to be its whole saga after we've had Kang's Dynasty, after we've had Secret Wars and all the movies that come in between there. So this plot leak does sound insane. It's not actually that far-fetched because a lot of the stuff on this plot leak, if you go through the new images, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not actually going to put many in this video because YouTube can literally copyright strike you or copyright claim you very easily. There are video clips going around the internet from the Daily Mail Online, which I find wild because it's the Daily Mail. But the 20th century logo has been crashed. It looks like it could be edited or CGI to make it look like it's the exact same place as the Void. We do get some other images of Logan, aka Wolverine, with the claws out. The fact he's still not got a helmet on, you can't see any motion capture. The fact the arms aren't out, some people think he's not going to get the arms out till the end of filming, but they are literally fighting already, so if they were going to get the arms out, that the arms would already be out. The piece set they're doing down at Pitstone Quarry looks like a beach, so it definitely looks like a past X-Men movie, but we are missing some characters. Where the freaking hell is Magneto? Where is Professor X? We don't know. But like I said, they can edit stuff to make it look like people there that aren't actually there. There's so many things they can do. But let's hope they keep it practical. But you can see the wires in some of these shots. A fight with Deadpool and Wolverine, and then it looks like Deadpool gets his arm snapped off. And it looks like Deadpool potentially loses his fight. So we've been over 2 plot leaks for this movie now, and a lot of behind-the-scenes images and BTS video clips make it clear that the leaks are definitely true. It's just a case of what parts are actually going to be true. So any kind of stuff that comes out now, it's less likely to be real because it's like, yo, I can see what they've been filming, so we could just say they're doing this. But it is apparent that 838 universe that was in the Multiverse of Madness, and it is a multiversal saga, is gonna be very important to the overall story. We do know apparently Patrick Stewart and Ian And Michael Fassbender. Everyone is returning for this movie. I might return in my cameo role position that no one noticed me at the end of the Flash movie in the courthouse scene. I still can't believe no one didn't see me in that movie, but I was literally in that for like a split second. No one seen me. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the writer's strike and the actor's strike. I think they're going to have to close everything down. So will this movie get delayed? We don't know, but it's going to be fascinating. So I'm not going to do like 20,000 videos to do with Deadpool 3, but I will do a bunch of Deadpool 3 content when we have a lot more information to go by. So it is interesting how a few days ago, information came out saying they're going to wrap filming in September. Well, if the actors are really on strike, they ain't wrapping by September. They will have to stop shooting. I know they're filming in England, but they still have to abide by the SAG strike rules, which are you actors will not be allowed to take part in any film or TV production, not take part in any press junkets or film premieres, or promote anything at San Diego Comic-Con, and even advised not to even turn up. So Hollywood is about to change massively. There's a big difference from the writers being on strike to actually the actors who are kind of more important because they have to film stuff. So it's going to be a wild few months because the writers have already been on strike for 60 days, which is over 2 months. So Hollywood's about to slow down and the landscape of making movies is going to change massively. So likewise, guys, let us know. Blackly confirms Deadpool kills the Fox universe. We already know that's going to happen, but it's going to be pretty cool to see if this movie does somehow bring Wanda back, although we already know she's going to come back. If Hugh Jackman Wolverine is going to stick around, and we know Deadpool is going to end up in the MCU. It'd be pretty cool if Dogpool comes through and Lady Deadpool. That would be cool. So likewise, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.